One other bit of note here, back in East Tennessee, Norfolk Southern is restoring the BL Freight train line for the first time since 2018. Here are the details. 17 miles connecting Bulls Gap and White Pine, mainly coal rolling through there in Hawkins and Hamilton County. Neighbors haven't seen this in quite some time. Norfolk Southern is warning drivers and pedestrians to stay alert though in the area and to stay off the track.
Hello and welcome to the town of Appalachia, Virginia. In today's video, we'll be following the first coal train since 2019 to traverse the southern portion of the Blue Ridge Mountains. The town of Appalachia is located in southwestern Wise County, Virginia. It's a historic community whose origins and identity are deeply tied to the coal mining and railroad expansion of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. It was once a major junction between the L&N, Southern, and Interstate railroads.
What did you expect of a runaway train on a busted up mainline rail? What did you think he would have to say if he decided there's a story to tell?
Although today's 744 is loaded with coal, this one in particular is coming from a little further north at Bailey Mine in Waynesburg, Pennsylvania. The train is destined for the Marshall Steam Station in Sherrills Ford, North Carolina. In late 2019, as COVID-19 struck America, Norfolk Southern downgraded the Asheville District line to just local service, which routed these massive Catawba coal trains away from the southern Blue Ridge and through Roanoke, Virginia instead. Fast forward to 2024, Hurricane Helene struck western North Carolina, leaving the AS line in shambles. Once repaired and reopened on April 18, 2026, the company turned their attention to reviving the out-of-service BL line that runs between Bulls Gap and White Pine, Tennessee. This allowed for these coal trains to return via Asheville once again, something almost unimaginable for us in western North Carolina. The crew boarded AC-44 C6M numbered 4009 around 6:45 in the morning to prepare for their trip to Bulls Gap. The track maintenance crew was in full swing in the weeks leading up to the first Catawba train with tampers and regulators to remove any alignment issues that the extreme heat may have caused. This 15,000-ton train was the first of this size in 7 years, prompting many potential issues. Track supervisor Billy McConnell would follow behind the train in a high rail to make sure all was well on the rear. He's a 22-year-old veteran with the company and supervises track around the Appalachia area and all the way down to Murphy Junction in Asheville. Around 9:30 a.m., the train was finally underway. We set up for the first shot of our 300-mile chase just outside of town in East Stone Gap, Virginia. Once the connection with the Kingsport subdivision at Frisco is revived, these loaded trains will run south via traffic lights on CSX from St. Paul. This prompts only the empty trains to return via East Stone Gap, making this 744 a pretty rare move. After winding along Route 23 through the gap at Wright's Knob, the train slowly clears the classic Norfolk Southern era signals at Jasper, just north of Duffield. When Norfolk Southern's Appalachia District joins paths with the Stock Creek, the line twists through the Natural Tunnel State Park before spitting itself out into the holler of Redstone Gap. The train is seen here splitting the signals at Gleneda. Carved over 1,000,000 years by groundwater in Stock Creek, Natural Tunnel State Park features a massive 850-foot limestone tunnel. Visited by Daniel Boone and dubbed the eighth wonder of the world by William Jennings Bryan, the site added railroad tracks in 1893 and was officially opened as a Virginia State Park in 1971. The TC line is used by both CSX and Norfolk Southern between Big Stone Gap and Frisco.
We found this dog right here. He's living with us, I guess.
Pay a little more respect to the body that I'm in. Take a little less off of the head. What did you expect of an adolescent kid who was all out of allegiance to pledge? What did you expect of a runaway train on a busted up mainline rail? What did you think he would have to say if he decided there's a story to tell?
After winding beneath their soon-to-be route on the CSX Kingsport sub at Clinchport, the train would reach Gate City, Virginia. Just south of us, a 744 would cross into the state of Tennessee for the first time in 7 years. Once they crossed into Tennessee, the train would finally join their upcoming route at the CSX connection at Frisco. Mr. McConnell states that the connection will be evaluated and worked on starting the week of July 27th. After this, these loaded trains will come off of CSX and join the TC line here at Frisco. Our tour guide and local rail fan Will Manus brought us to our next location 3 miles south of Burgoynesville, Tennessee, where our coal train met the daily T52 local that runs between Bulls Gap and Yuma Yard. This location features the 990-foot-long Honeycut Bridge that spans across the Holston River. The bridge was constructed in 1908 by the Southern Railway Company and still stands today, carrying this heavy coal train southeast towards the mountains of North Carolina.
Since Monday, crossing that old state line, headed out east with the railway to the mountains of North Carolina. It's another damn week on the railroad, it's another damn lonesome night. One of these days I'ma head home, one of these days I might pay a little more respect to the body that I'm in, take a little less off of the edge. What did you expect of an adolescent kid who was all out of allegiance to pledge? What did you expect of a runaway train on a busted up mainline rail? What did you think he would have to say if he decided there's a story to tell?
I love it. I mean, that, like you just said, 7 years, 7+ years, however long it's been. First coal train coming back, hey, that means a lot.
I was just telling Dalton a minute ago, like, we're chasing this train here in Natural Tunnel, and it's going to be coming through, Hickory tomorrow. It's weird to think about that.
It is weird. I mean, when you live right next to the line, which I do, and you only see 2, 3, 4 car train every day, it's weird to see 100 coal buckets coming by you. So,
welcome to Bull's Gap, Tennessee. The small town is located in southern Hawkins County and named after the 18th century gunsmith John Bull. The town's historical presence shifted from an early mountain pass to a highly protected Civil War railroad stronghold, eventually transitioning into a bustling 20th century trade center. Today, its well-preserved downtown area is designated as the Bull's Gap Historic District on the National Register of Historic Places. Bull's Gap is also home to the start of the now-revived BL line, which has been out of service since 2019. Local rail fan Will Manus has grown up just north of here in the town of Rogersville, Tennessee. His early memories of coal traffic bustling through the area have finally returned after 7 years of dormancy.
Well, so we're here in Bulls Gap, Tennessee, and this is where I grew up. This is where I've been catching trains since I was about probably 6 years old. And I remember coal trains and limestone/scrubber trains coming through here up until I was probably about 10 or 11, and then the line got shut down for about 6 years, almost 7. And so here we have the first train to run on this track in about 7 years. So this is a very special moment for me, because they're crappy videos, but they're videos of trains coming through here when I was like 10, and now I'm 16 and catching one coming through here for the first time in almost 7 years. So this is really special.
At 3:20 p.m., engineer Tyler Duncan and crew boarded the first train to touch the BL line in 7 years. The train departed town just 15 minutes later under supervision of the good folks and families of the Bulls Gap Railroad Museum. The train made it to Sycamore Road crossing and was greeted by this massive crowd of all ages. With this being the first actual train since 2019, all of these crossings were jam-packed with dirt. As these heavy coal buckets rolled across, dust was stirred around at almost every one of them.
Headed out east with the railway, the mountains of North Carolina. It's another damn week on the railroad. It's another damn lonesome night. One of these days I'ma head home. One of these days I might pay a little more respect to the body that I'm in. Take a little less off of the edge.
The next spot on the BL line was at the milepost 2.8 signals that sit within some beautiful East Tennessee scenery. The abundance of the farms along this short 17-mile connection track is absolutely amazing, and they make for some really neat photo opportunities. Being the first train, these guys had to take it extra slowly. The maintenance team had placed a 10-mile-an-hour slow order on the new trackage until they can see how things are going to work out for them.
There's 35 reasons for the bottleneck.
Since none of us had really chased this line, we assumed that we needed to get out of here quickly and head to the signals at milepost 6.3. The roads that run along this line are the least parallel that they could be, so getting there in time could have been an issue.
What did you expect of a runaway train on a busted up mainline rail? What did you think he would have to say if he decided there's a story to tell?
We were joined by a whole group of local rail fans here at the 6.3 signals in Bent Creek, Tennessee. The crew had been stopped for about 20 minutes resolving an issue with their rear distributed power unit. This issue would prove to haunt this train again the next day at Ridgecrest over on the Asheville side.
The new at 6 freight trains will be back on the tracks along a railroad line that hasn't seen regular traffic in years. Norfolk Southern says freight service starts again Friday on a 17-mile corridor between Bulls Gap and White Pine, with 5 trains per week expected, primarily carrying coal. The rail company says this stretch of track hasn't seen regular service since 2018, and because of that, Norfolk Southern says neighbors need to use extra care and stay alerted crossings or near the track, since they might not be adjusted to that line being active.
Mountains in North Carolina.
With the lack of trains over the 7-year dormancy period, the rails were covered in rust, and since the railroad crossing sensors were still getting used to detecting trains, they were all a hit or miss on if they actually activated or not. This one here at the Chucky River Road crossing was certainly one of those unlucky ones.
8 years. First picture right here.
Got a lot to learn, man.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot more, hopefully.
I hope. I enjoy hearing it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
48 years.
Oh, well, you'll see us again soon, probably. Bye-bye.
What did you expect of an adolescent kid who was all out of allegiance to pledge? What did you expect of a runaway train on a busted up mainline rail? What did you think he would have to say if he decided there's a story to tell?
So what's your name and how long have you lived here?
Wayne Rouse. I've lived 30, 59, 42 years.
And how do you feel seeing the train come through after
I'm glad
the first
to see
time?
it coming again.
How did you feel pulling up to the crossing and he's just coming through like this? So how does that?
Well, I enjoyed seeing you boys take a picture.
That's right. Well, we appreciate you, man. You have a good day.
Monday, crossing that old state line, headed out east with the railway, mountains of North Carolina.
Some random guy from the house up here. It's got 3 edges on the back pushing, and they're all like, they have tree limbs and leaves, scratches, everything you can imagine all over the side of it. In the vents and everything, there's tree limbs on the hood and all kinds of stuff. They did, but they didn't get them all apparently. Alright, I gotta go. I'm gonna go chase this thing. We're here at Douglas Junction where the BL line meets the river line / the AS line, and we've got the new switch they've put in right here. You can see the rusty rail compared to the main line there. So he's about to come this way. They've got the switch lined and ready for him, so we're gonna see him come pretty soon. We made it to the junction at Douglas with plenty of time to spare. This is the end of the BL line where it connects to the river line that goes to Asheville. Once the train hits the river line, it's just a matter of time before they're rolling into Asheville. This completes our train's run on the newly restored Leadville cutoff, and certainly marks another important milestone in East Tennessee Railroad history.
After joining the AS line, the train headed for Newport, Tennessee, which is where the new bridge over the Pigeon River is located. The bridge was rebuilt as a result of Hurricane Helene in 2024 and now features the standard Norfolk Southern black and white color scheme. Now winding along the French Broad River, the river line runs through the small community of Del Rio, Tennessee. This portion of the line between Asheville and Morristown sees an as-needed manifest train that supplies freight for the local Asheville area, and of course now it will see these coal trains. With most of this trackage still being broken in from the Helene Relief rebuild, our train's run consisted of a large abundance of 10-mile-an-hour slow orders. We ended up getting some dinner at Ingalls before catching them one last time for the day here in Marshall, North Carolina. After rolling through Marshall, the train would continue to wind along the French Broad River as they close in on Asheville. The crew would be instructed to tie the train down on Main 1 between Biltmore and Russell for the next morning's crew to take to Catawba. We would gather back in Asheville in the wee hours of the morning the next day to follow the train the rest of the way east.
It's another damn week on the railroad. It's another damn long
Same man last night, tied down on Main number 1, O&E. Over.
These days I'm head home. One of these days I might pay a little more respect to the body that I'm in. Take a little less off of the edge. What did you expect of an adolescent kid who was all out of allegiance to pledge?
It's 0600 and we're gathered at Norfolk Southern's Asheville yard. Yesterday, we chased loaded coal train 744 between Andover, Virginia and here at Asheville. Today, the train would head eastbound and down the Old Fort Loops to the Marshall Steam Station in Sherrills Ford, North Carolina. On this morning of July 21st, 2026, the French Broad River Valley was covered in a heavy blanket of fog. Our train will be departing shortly after the maintenance of way team cleared up in Biltmore Village.
We're going to need to move the smoothing gang to the clear when I make contact there, so 744 can make contact with you all, yourself and James Peck, to get 752 through your limit so we can get them rolling east. Over.
Alright, give me one last second, make sure the signal goes, and I'll let you depart. Just give me a couple more seconds.
Alright, we're hanging tight.
It's now 0730 and our 110-car train is finally rolling eastbound and out of Asheville. We set up along with some local rail buffs at the 138.2 signals. These in particular are named East Asheville. Here, our train is pulling up and out of the Biltmore Village on a 1.4% grade.
Signal 138.2, 744 out.
Getting this massive 15,000-ton train up and over the hill is no easy task. The distributed power units on this train were putting in all they had to grip the wet rail. You can even see the sand grains flying in the air as the locomotive shoved the train around the sharp S-curve.
This is the first coal train in 8 years to come through here. First coal train in 8 years to come through. Yep.
The next spot we'd see the train is by the former Southern Railway depot in Black Mountain. I'm not sure how they ended up with the Norfolk and Western caboose, but it sure is a neat addition. Here, the train had to creep through 2 flagged crossings due to the rusty rail. Black Mountain is home to a railroad defect detector and car scanner. This mechanism checks for dragging equipment, temperature, speed, axle count, and scans each car's AEI tag for information. These AEI tags include information such as car owner, equipment type, road number, railcar specs, and more. This helps the folks down in Atlanta make sure each car reaches its destination safely. At around 0900, I got a call from fellow rail fan and railroader Travis Bowers that informed me that the train had been broken in half at Ridgecrest. As the train crested the grade, the rear DP units went into dynamic braking and pulled the train just a little bit too hard. Since it was clear they wouldn't be moving for a while, we took the opportunity to talk with a group of rail fans here at the Ridgecrest crossing. Alright everybody, we're out here at Ridgecrest. We've got Travis, Drew, Eric, we got everybody, the whole gang out here. So how do you guys feel about the first coal train coming back over the old Fort Loops?
It's fantastic.
It is. Well, if they don't break another knuckle, they'll be down there shortly.
Glad to see them coming back like old times.
How far are y'all chasing? All the way?
I'm fixing to chase my tail back home.
I'm going gun. It's to Old Fort. I got to see this on the loop, so I've been waiting for a long time. I remember seeing them until spring 2019.
Chris, how do you feel about them coming by your house now on a regular basis?
It'd be nice to feel the house shaking.
About 30 minutes later, the new knuckle arrived, and the crew went hard at work putting it on as quickly as possible. If the temperature got above 80 degrees, the train would be restricted to head down the loops, so they had to work quickly.
What did you think he would have to say? He decided there's a story to tell.
At 11:35, the knuckle was repaired and the train was coupled back together. Now, all they had to do was build air pressure to ensure they had enough braking power to descend the loops. Finally, after 2.5 hours of sitting at Ridgecrest, the train departed through the Swannanoa Tunnel and down the loops. This footage right here is exactly why we love some beautiful North Carolina railroading. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, we're set up at Andrews Geyser on the Old Fort Loops. The loops are a historic 13-mile section of mountain railroading in western North Carolina that climbs over 1,000 feet through sharp curves, bridges, and tunnels. Originally built in the 1870s, this route helps trains scale the steep Blue Ridge mountain range and cross the eastern Continental Divide. Our train has already made their climb from Ridgecrest east, and they're now descending the 2.5% grade down to Mill Creek.
We're hoping that they don't. You have to see it to believe it. To know that he put that together. Very creative person. I kind of started out doing it, and then he just kind of took over. I'm just out here, well, hey, what do you want me to do now? I used to tell him what to do, now I just ask him what he wants me to do. He's surpassed me, he's better at it. Right above it, I'm going to step up here. Look at that thing right here. Here's this plane with the start. There he is. That is wild to sit here.
With the train now off of the high fill, it was only a matter of time before the first coal train in 7 years pulled into downtown Old Fort. The train would make a stop here for about an hour for a short safety inspection before continuing eastbound towards Hickory.
Headed out east with the railway, the mountains of North Carolina. It's another damn week on the railroad. It's another damn lonesome night. One of these days I'm head home. One of these days I might pay a little more respect to the body that I'm in. Take a little less off of the edge. What did you expect of an adolescent kid who was all out of allegiance to pledge?
After a safe trip all the way down the mountain, our 744 has finally made it to the bottom of the Continental Divide at the Old Fort Depot. As mentioned earlier, the train would stop here briefly for some minor safety inspections. After completing their checks, the train would soon continue east. While the train waited in Old Fort, we got some lunch at the Black Bear Cafe just across the street from the depot. Afterwards, we jumped ahead of the train to Glen Alpine. Since this portion of the line wasn't damaged by Hurricane Helene and is still used by a Monday through Friday local, the track speed is 25 with no restrictions for most of the trip to Hickory. The west end of Connolly Springs Siding would be our next spot. This location has been one of my go-to spots since my passion for railroads came about. Seeing this massive coal train roll through here is absolutely a special moment. Connolly Springs is home to local rail fan Dalton King. Dalton's passion for railroading began right down the line from here, where the AS line runs right through their backyard.
First coal train coming back, hey, that means a lot. You live right next to the line, which I do, and you only see 2, 3, 4 car train every day. It's weird to see 100 coal buckets coming by you, so.
Welcome to Hickory, North Carolina. Hickory is not only my hometown, but it also houses the Caldwell County Railroad. The Caldwell County Railroad rosters 2 Family Lines GP16 locomotives, and both feature a Leslie RS5T horn. The crew of the 1811 had just finished their run from Lenoir when we informed them about the first coal train coming east. They gladly posed their locomotive for this once-in-a-lifetime shot. I'd like to thank the crew for this neat photo opportunity and for the pretty neat horn battle. After coming through Hickory, it was time for the P60 relief crew to board the train at Oyama Yard to continue east. When veteran engineer Dewey Brown boarded the train, they headed east towards Conover, Newton, and Catawba. We then set up at another one of my favorite evening spots for an eastbound train along the line. The track makes a dramatic turn south to connect with the HG line just a mile or so behind the camera, making for usable eastbound lighting later in the evenings here at Newton.
35 minutes in Monday, crossing that old state line, headed out east with the railway, mountains in North Carolina.
After lining the radio switch, the crew of 744 pulled onto the Plant Marshall lead track from the west for the first time in over 7 years. The train made it onto the Catawba lead about 7:30 p.m. on July 21, 2026, marking a milestone in Western North Carolina Railroad history. Plant Marshall is supposed to receive coal trains until it's converted to natural gas in 2032. Our 744 traversed the 10-mile-long lead track to Sherrills Ford and made it to the plant around 8 o'clock p.m., proving that the corridor including the Old Fort loops can still handle these massive coal trains, even after the major flood. These trains in this corridor will always be special to me and my close friends as a place to spend time with one another and have fun chasing trains. I hope that this is just a start to more traffic on Norfolk Southern's Asheville District line, and I hope all you guys enjoyed this documentary as much as me and my friends did making it. I thank all you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.
In Monday, crossing that old state line, headed out east with the railway, mountains in North Carolina. It's another damn week on the railroad. It's another